What happens in our time together will inform and shape the future strategic direction of Interfaith Philadelphia. Having just celebrated its 20th anniversary, Interfaith Philadelphia is holding this convening to inform what our next 20 years might look like. All of us in our different vocations have found religious worldviews, values, and commitments to be indispensable, or invaluable, or informative, or influential. Have we found faith and interfaith engagement in the various realms we inhabit to be essential? What if they were? For the common project of building up civic society, how could these be made essential? I so look forward to spending the next 24 hours with you, entertaining each other's hunches and perhaps honing each other's hypotheses. Thank you for being with us.
The hope was to draw from this conversation guidance and direction for the future of Interfaith Philadelphia. What can you do going forward?
It might be helpful, at least it was helpful for me as I kind of thought through what I wanted to say, to speak a little bit of kind of what I see as the roots of, or the foundations of an interfaith disposition. And I think foundationally for me, an interfaith disposition rests on the notion of curiosity and the importance of curiosity. I am reminded of one of my favorite quotes by the poet Rumi: "Every object, every being is a jar full of delight. So be a connoisseur and taste with care."
For me, life or living is meant to be a journey of mutuality, not a destination. And so much of what I'm gathering yesterday, today, is about the journey, that this is a journey that we're on, and that we will stumble and we will get things wrong and we will piss people off. And through all that, we need to nurture curiosity and invest in seeing one another, in seeing people in their context, in all the richness of what they have to offer, not thinking or believing that what I have or the way I look at things is the way.
There's a study in 2019 from PRRI that said that more Americans encounter religious diversity at work than any other sphere in their lives. Not in their neighborhoods, not in their communities, not in their kids' school system.
Part of what our challenge becomes is developing a symbolic, imaginary, but also a particular grammar of interfaith engagement, interfaith disposition that allows us to articulate a vision of civil society in which that is presumed as one of the primary virtues within the society. So that becomes the challenge.
Fundamentally, an interfaith disposition and engaging in interfaith makes me not simply a better person, but I think it makes me a better Muslim. That through the process of the engagement, it's not even simply just learning about the other, it's that through that learning, I am actually becoming a better Muslim myself. And so I asked the question around what stories from others can enhance my faith? And can engagement with others present an opportunity to put my faith in practice? Right? That I think is the opportunity that comes with interfaith disposition. Now,
none of that work was simple, because how do we incorporate our differences without offending each other? That's not a simple question to answer.
I get this question a lot, and I bet a lot of people around the table also get this question, which is, but how do you talk to people who you vehemently disagree with and you feel like you're violating your values by even platforming them? How many people have got that question, have received that question in the past year, right? Almost everybody. And And I oftentimes think about, but what values are you also violating by not engaging? And what about those values if you're somebody who wants to be in community with your neighbors? If you're somebody who wants to do good in the world and do good work with people, is that a value that you also have? If one of your values is forgiveness, if one of your values is generosity, so where does that play into all of this as well? If one of your values is democracy and etc. I came to this conclusion that in order to do global work really well, we have to be hyper-local, and that it's really difficult for America to do the work that we have the potential to do in the world if we ourselves are not healthy at that local level, and if we ourselves are not practicing what it is that we preach. So what does that exactly look like? So along those ways, and what I've developed is what I call the 7 steps to peace.
Tolerance is a lot easier than pluralism, and religion has not done well with tolerance, let alone pluralism.
The humble approach is an open mind, a willingness to admit there might be alternative truths just as valuable as ours, and the fortitude to compete with others. The humble approach seeks to benefit from the inspiring highlights of all religions. Tolerance is not the same as the humble approach. We should seek to benefit from the inspiring highlights of other denominations and religions, not just to tolerate them. We should try our very best to give the beauties of our religion to others, because sharing our most prized possessions is the highest form of love thy neighbor. Let us not water down the diverse religions into a know-nothing soup, but rather let us study enthusiastically the glorious highlights of each. An old Chinese precept is, the good man does not grieve that other people do not recognize his merits. His only anxiety is lest he should fail to recognize theirs. So thank you.